So third exemption is claims must be filed within 3 years or else they are barred. It means if you are injured or get sick because of your work, you must file your claim within 3 years. If you wait too long and file after 3 years, you will not be allowed to claim benefits anymore. The law says that after 3 years, the right to file the claim is lost forever. This is called the prescriptive period. Example: Joel got hurt in 2022 at work. He should file his ECP claim before the end of 2025. If he files in 2026, his claim will be denied even if he really got hurt at work because he filed too long. So for you to understand the topic well, I also provide here some examples. First example is a delivery driver sleeps at work and breaks a leg. He cannot work for 3 months. So 3 months is equivalent to 90 days. So as a result of this accident, he gets temporary total disability benefits. So it means he will receive 90% of that amount per day that he is unable to work. This benefit given daily for the number of days the doctor says he cannot work. The law allows this daily benefit for up to 120 days or 4 months. In special cases, it can be extended up to 240 days or 8 months, but only if the case needs longer recovery and is approved by the doctor and the system. Second example is that a worker loses vision in one eye due to chemicals used at work. So as a result, he gets permanent partial disability benefit according to the loss schedule. So it means for loss of one eye, based on the ECP schedule, according to the schedule of disabilities under the law PD 626, if worker loses vision in one eye, they are entitled to 25 months of this disability benefit. This means the worker will receive monthly amount of money for 25 months straight. So how much per month? The monthly amount depends on the worker's average monthly salary credit or AMSC. Example, if the worker average salary credit is 10,000 pesos, then the monthly PPD benefit will be based on that. If the daily benefit rate is 333 pesos per day, and there are 30 days in a month, the worker may receive around 10,000 pesos monthly for 25 months. But this can be more or less, depending on the worker's actual salary and the rules of SSS and GSIS. So third example is that construction worker dies from falling at a site. So this means the death happened while he was doing his job. So it is work related. Because of that, his family can claim death benefit under the employee's compensation program. What benefits can the family receive? The family can receive two kinds of benefits. First is death benefits. This means the family will receive monthly pension or one-time lump sum depending on who the beneficiaries are and how long the worker has paid into the system. So who can get this? Primary beneficiaries like legal wife, husbands, and independent children. And if no primary beneficiaries, then the secondary beneficiaries like dependent parents can get it. How it ends? So paano nga ba matatapos yung pagkuha ng benefits ng namatay na worker? For the spouse, husband or wife of the deceased worker, the monthly pension ends when the spouse gets married again. So bakit? Kasi ina-assume ng law na yung spouse ay may new source of support na. So, they are no longer dependent of the worker who died. So, second, for the children, legitimate, illegitimate, or legally adopted. The monthly pension ends when yung bata ay 21 years old na, unless the child is permanently disabled or mentally, physically, and incapable of self-support. Kapag permanently disabled or mentally, physically, and incapable of support, yung benefits na makukuha is, or pension is for life, as long as they stay dependent on the deceased worker. It means, as long as kailangan nila yung benefit na nanggagaling sa deceased worker. So third is, if there are no spouse or children, the parents of the deceased worker may get the benefit if they were dependent on the worker. So, makukuha lang nila yung benefit kapag dependent pa rin sila sa worker. Or yung worker lang yung inaasahan nila para magbigay ng allowance nila. But, the pension will stop once they die or if they are no longer dependent. Kapag may sarili na silang pinagkukunan ng allowance. So, saan nga ba nakabase yung amount na matatanggap ng mga beneficiaries? So, the amount depends on the worker's average daily salary credit. For example, the ADS of a worker is 500 pesos per day. So, the monthly pension will be based on that amount. So, second benefit is funeral benefit. This is a separate cash benefit to help pay for burial and funeral expenses. So, how much is the funeral benefit? So, as the ECP or Employees Compensation Program latest update, the funeral benefit will be 30,000 pesos. This is the fixed amount of funeral benefit that the family of the deceased worker will receive. So, next are the basic rights. So, basic rights involves right compensation for work-related injury or illness. So, it means kapag nagkasakit ka or na-injured ka dahil sa trabaho mo, may rights ka para makareceive ng compensation and medical help. Second, right to daily payment while you can't work. So, kapag yung injury mo at sakit mo ay dahil sa job, dahil sa trabaho mo and hindi ka nakapagtrabaho ng ilang araw, pwede kang makakuha ng 90% of your salary. This is called temporary total disability. So, third is right to help if you're permanently disabled. Kapag naputulan ka ng kamay or you lost a body part and you can't work again, you will receive a monthly pension or one-time payment depending on your condition. Fourth is right of the family to benefits if the worker dies. If a worker dies because of work, the family will get money every month or a one-time payment. They will also get 30,000 pesos for funeral expenses. Fifth is the right free medical help. The worker can get free treatment, hospitality stay, medicine, and therapy if the illness or injury caused by work. So let's move on to the punishment for violation of rights or legal consequences. For employers, if the employer does not register their workers under the SSS or GSIS, for the Employees Compensation Program or ECP, the employer must pay all the disability or death benefits directly. So, Kapag hindi nakaregister sa SSS or GSIS yung mga employee, yung employer yung parang magbibigay ng benefits kapag may namatay or kapag may na-injured. So, they lost the right to deny or contest the claim. They cannot argue or avoid liability. They may face administrative fines, lawsuits, or criminal cases, especially if the failure to register is intentional. Second is if the employer does not follow safety rules. Like, for example, is walang safety gear yung mga employee niya and unsafe machines and no proper training. And if this happens, the employer can be punished for negligence. They may face penalties, suspension of operations, or criminal charges, especially if the violation caused injury or death. For workers naman, if worker fakes the disability, lies about an illness, or uses fake documents. Dito na pumapasok yung mga namimeke ng medical certificates. And the consequence for this is their claim will be denied. And the worker may be sued or pwede siyang idemanda and may face criminal penalties such as imprisonment or fines for fraud. So kapag may nangyaring injuries and deaths, here are some procedure para makakuha ka ng benefits. First, worker or beneficiaries files the claim at SSS or GSIS. Second, submit medical records and proof of employment. And third, the agency processes and approves or denies the claim. And fourth, if denied, the decision can be applied to the Employees' Compensation Commission and then to higher courts if needed.